again and welcome back to AR-77. Today we have another air pistol replica review. This is a pellet pistol. This is the Umarex Legends S40, as you can see there. I say replica, it is a replica, I guess, of a Model 66 Smith & Wesson, I would argue. I've always thought of that, and I kind of had that confirmed by people that I've spoken to. It was very similar in all the styling and things to the 66. There's a couple of things here and there, it's not all identical, but very close to what you might call a generic looking revolver of a certain age, kind of, I don't know, 60s, 70s, 80s revolver with the sort of combat grips on there. This will be quite a quick review, I would have thought, because in essence I've kind of done this review already, I feel, with the Legends S25, which is the 2.5 inch barrel. This is the 4 inch barrel. And they are very similar again to the Dan Wesson 6 inch. Let me show you that. Let me show you the comparison. Because I have the Dan Wesson here with me. This was one of my first air pistols, actually. I kind of wanted I wanted a Colt Python looking type thing. And this was the closest thing I could find at the time. I'll move this out of the way. Won't even fit on the screen. Look at that. Oh, there you go. That was the closest thing I could find to like a 6 inch Colt Python. And then I think shortly after that, Umarex brought out the Colt Python, so I got that too. But I really like this pistol. There's the newer ones out. There's the 715, and I will be doing a review of the 4 inch Dan Wesson 715 at some point in the very near future. And they are an improvement on these earlier Dan Wessons. Having said that, these are still really good air pistols, in my opinion. I still think they're really good, really enjoyable to own and collect. It kind of looks a bit like a Raging Bull, a Taurus Raging Bull type pistol. But you can see, when you look at the grips and things, apart from the branding on them, these are essentially the same pistol up to that point. The other difference here is that this is the BB version, and it shoots pretty hard for a BB gun, I guess because of the length of the barrel. But I felt like I was missing a trick by not having a pellet version. So rather than doubling up and getting the same pistol again in the pellet version, I decided to get the little snub nose, the Legends S25. That's a pellet pistol. A really nice pistol that to shoot. Really feels really well balanced. Feels really good. This is possibly my favourite, just because it's a little chunky little devil. So yeah, that's the Legends S25, and just for comparison, there's the S40. So you can see they are identical, and there are a number of different versions of these pistols, all branded differently because they're kind of licensed by different people. They're all manufactured, as far as I'm aware, by ASG, Action Sport Games. That's what it says. Certainly on the Dan Wesson, you can see there it says ASG. I don't think the others carry that branding. They're kind of just distributed by Umarex, and that's another thing I like about them, is that they are very simply branded. There's nothing there. It's just a little sticker to hold that place. Legends S40. That's what it says, and it just feels like a, like I said before, a kind of a generic revolver. Very nice pistol. The 4-inch has really grown on me. It was my least favourite when they first came out. They had it in this kind of almost like a police pistol, US police revolver, service revolver, kind of. It had the black gloss finish, and it looked a bit like a police 38 and all that. And it looks all right, but not as good as the dramatic sort of 6-inch with the sort of bull barrel type finish, and not quite as funky as the shorter snub nosed. But over time, it's kind of grown on me, and I got to the point where I thought, well, I think I should have all of them. I think I should have all three models. Having said that, I could go further because there are other models like the Crossman and others that have slightly different barrels. They're kind of a bit more shaped. Some of the Black Ops ones have got a different shape on them. You can get the wood effect grips, although they're a bit like hen's teeth. They're quite tricky to track down. So there's lots of different versions. There's a Winchester one, which I think is again a pellet pistol, but I don't think it's a shell loading pellet revolver. I think for the Winchester it's like a 12 pellet clip or a 10 pellet clip that I think you kind of put in there. Yeah, it's a little cylinder sort of revolver rather than a shell loading one. This is very straightforward. So it's double action and single action. You can just pull the trigger, or do it single action by cocking it yourself, and single action trigger pull, and away we go. It's all metal. You've got a working ejector there. Again, similar to the others, the cylinder here is kind of machined a little bit. You've got a safety catch. Push it back onto safe there, or you push it forward. Oh, goodness. Stiff, push it forward, and that's the kind of cylinder release. Just while we're in there, you've got that locks up against the end of the cylinder so that it's kind of sprung loaded. Just kind of keeps your CO2 nice and tight in there. Got adjustable sights for windage and elevation. Bit of a, I've said this before, but bit of a wobbly hammer until it's cocked, and then it all kind of locks into place. Everything feels good. They do feel like they're made with quite a care and attention, quite a high level of quality, I would suggest. You've got these kind of combat style grips which just slide back like that, just the same as all of the others, and you've got your tab there, so it's all nice and enclosed. Bit of Pelgon oil, stick it in there. All three of these that I own, when you twist that and you feel it's going to puncture the CO2 canister, and then you twist it a little bit further, it's always a really good puncture with these guns. A little hiss, if that, and then it's sealed up nice and tight, and you'll get so many shots out of these for one CO2 canister. You're going to get so many because it's not blowback, but it is punchy. It does shoot hard, it shoots fast. Yeah, they're quite destructive little things, these, so you do want to be careful with them. They look really cool, but what you will need is what I've kind of got prepped here, which is a little tub of shells. So I've got quite a few shells here. It's another reason why I got the this one as well as the S25, because obviously I can use these shells across both pistols. And then when I'm shooting, I've got all of these for one pistol, or all of these for the other pistol, or some in both and a few spares. These are for the Dan Wesson 715. Obviously, it'll come with 6, I believe. It's not here yet, but it'll come with 6, and I just want a few spares as well. I'm thinking this might be a bit overkill, but I'm thinking of filling this box with these, and then getting a different box and filling it with these, and then I know, better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them, as I always say. So, yeah, you get through them. It's only a 6-shooter, but my goodness, they are fun, and you do get through ammunition very quickly. So I do think it pays to have a few spares lying around. Pretty straightforward sights. As I said, they are adjustable. They are pretty accurate out of the box in my experience. Quite a narrow little front sight on there. A bit thicker on the 2.5. Just show if I see if I can get a comparison. So, can you see that and that at the same time? Yeah, so you can see slightly different, bit narrower. Which seems to me to be the wrong way around. Can anybody explain to me why that would be? Because I would have thought, with the distance being a bit further to the front of the barrel, you could afford to have a wider front sight because the perspective would fit it into that little notch there, and you'd want a narrower one here. Yeah. Anyway, I could just amuse myself by thinking about things like that all day. Yeah, nice sights. Let's have a look at the front here. So it's a little bit recessed. It's kind of looks like it's a bit rifled there. It is a rifled barrel for real. Inside, it's a rifled barrel. It's a pellet shooting pistol, which makes it quite accurate. On the 2.5, it's less the case. You know, it is recessed a touch, a millimetre or two, but it doesn't just look as nice, I don't think, as it does at the end of the 4-inch there. So there you go. I think this shoots at around, maybe just short of or around the 400 feet per second mark. I don't have a crony, but from what I've seen other people saying, I think it's there or thereabouts. Again, very simple markings on the other side. Got all that caliber information there. Quite subtle, really. That's the other good thing about it being a silver pistol, and it is a nice finish, a nice silvered finish. It's almost like a satin silver. So it looks really good. Looks really good. So all you do, basically, is if you've never seen one of these before, and this is the very first video that you've arrived at the channel to see, you take your kind of release catch here, push it forward, push out the, got this the other way around, haven't I? Push out the cylinder like that, and then you take, maybe we can do this two at a time perhaps. Take your shells and just pop them in there. Nice and straightforward. Once they're in, you can pop your pellets in the back. Oh, if I keep holding my camera, you can pop your pellets in the back here of each one. Or what I like to do is, while they're in the box, I just fill them all up in the case here, and then I load them and kind of pretend they're real shells. You know, it's all about having fun with these replicas. So I get them prepped and ready first of all, and then I don't have to worry about their realism. I just load them like they're shells, and I know that the gun is hot once it's loaded. And it's not a bad habit to get into, I don't suppose. You know, if you're in a country where you can have real firearms of this type, of this ilk, I guess from a safety point of view, it pays to get into the mindset of once it's loaded, it's actually loaded, you know, so it would make sense to have your pellets prepped and ready first, so that in your own mind, psychologically, you go, once that shell is in the pistol is loaded. So that if you're using it for a training tool, or you're just using it because the ammo is cheaper, but you do carry a real revolver, you're not going to get into any silly habits of second guessing yourself. I don't know if you would anyway, to be fair, but I guess it's better that way around. Yeah, so a really nice pistol, all in all. As I say, it shoots quite well. You can get, for the 6-inch, you can get these holsters, which are quite good. They're kind of formed holsters, and I've got two identical ones as well for the 2.5-inch and for the 4-inch as well. It's the same holster for the 2.5 and for the 4-inch. And they're really, really good. It's nice to have them all in the collection. I've not seen the S60 on sale very much. I think there is one. I'm sure there must be an S60, which is the Umarex Legends version. I think there is. I think it's got a slightly different barrel to the Dan Wesson. But that's the danger, isn't it? The danger is that I go, oh, well, I've kind of got a Frankenstein collection, and I need to have the S60 to have the hat trick. Like I said in one of the comments, it can be an expensive hobby. But I'm sure if you got this or the S25, I'm sure you'd be happy with any one of these pistols. Any of these shell loading Dan Wesson revolvers or Umarex Legends revolvers, or I think the Crossman, I forgot what it's called, or the Winchester, although that's not shell loading. But they're all good fun. They all shoot quite nicely, and although they have been kind of superseded now by the Dan Wesson 715s, these are still really good quality pistols. So if you get your hands on one and you like it, feel free to let me know. If you've got any questions about them, just ask. I'll do my best to answer any questions. I'm not an expert, but you do get to learn a few things when you shoot these pistols for long enough. That's it, really. Just a bit of a quick walk around of the Umarex pellet .177 pellet shooting c02 revolver replica air pistol. Thanks for your time. Please like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends. Take care. All the best. Stay safe. Bye.